On the western coast of the Scottish Highlands, between two ancient fault lines, lies a body of fresh water 36 kilometers long and 230 meters deep. For 1,500 years, observers have reported the same animal living in it. Science has never accepted the species, but the science was wrong about what the species is. The popular image is a plesiosaur, a long-necked marine reptile from the late Jurassic. It has been the dominant visual reference since 1934. The problem with that image is that it is biologically impossible. In 2018 and 2019, a research team led by Professor Neil Gemmell of the University of Otago collected over 250 water samples from Loch Ness across 2 field seasons. They sequenced the environmental DNA in those samples, every species that had shed cells into the water. They found no reptile DNA at all. What they did find was eel DNA. A lot of it, more than they could account for, from every depth and every location they tested. This is the case for Anguilla loch-nessensis, a relict freshwater eel lineage of Loch Ness. A real animal, the wrong species, the right scale. The earliest written record dates from the year 565. In the Vita Columbae, a Domnan of Iona describes St. Columba on the banks of the River Ness watching a large unidentified water creature pursue a swimmer. It is the first written account of the animal we now associate with the loch. Modern sightings began in earnest in April 1933. Aldi and George Spicer reported a large serpentine creature crossing the new Loch Ness Road in front of their car. Their account triggered the first wave of newspaper reports and the first wave of photographs. In April 1960, the aeronautical engineer Tim Dinsdale filmed 53 seconds of black and white 16mm footage showing a substantial moving hump on the surface of Loch Ness. Independent analysis at the time concluded the object was not a boat. It was the first piece of evidence the British scientific establishment took seriously. But the most defensible evidence is the most recent. The Gemmell environmental DNA study, published in 2019, established that the most abundant unexplained DNA signal in Loch Ness is from a large eel, not a reptile, not a fish previously catalogued, an anomalously large eel. Under the proposed classification, the species is Anguilla loch-nessensis, a relict freshwater eel lineage that diverged from its common European cousin, Anguilla anguilla, approximately 12,000 years ago at the close of the last glacial maximum. The skull is consistent with the Anguilla genus, elongated, dorso-ventrally flattened, with the lower jaw projecting slightly past the upper. The eye is large and forward set. Cranial capacity is consistent with high spatial awareness in low-light environments. Adult specimens are estimated at 6 to 9 meters in length, with mature individuals possibly exceeding 10. By comparison, the common European eel reaches 1 meter at most. Loch Ness's Anguilla is, in proposed scale, 6 to 10 times larger than its closest cousin. The lateral line, the sensory organ that detects pressure changes in the water, has been hypothesized to retain or even amplify bioluminescent capability inherited from deeper relatives. Witness reports of underwater glow are consistent with this trait. Locomotion is anguilliform. The body propels itself by a continuous sinusoidal wave from head to tail. The animal is capable of bursts of considerable speed for an aquatic ambush predator of this size. The habitat is the loch itself, 23 square kilometers of surface area, 230 meters of maximum depth at the central trench, a volume of fresh water greater than every other Scottish loch combined. Loch Ness is the second deepest body of fresh water in the British Isles. It does not freeze, it does not flush. The water temperature at depth is consistently cold and remarkably stable. Visibility below 10 meters is functionally zero, a peat suspension that absorbs light. An animal living at depth in Loch Ness would be visually undetectable from the surface and acoustically difficult to track. The same peat suspension that gives the loch its black color also makes traditional sonar ambiguous at depth. Eels are demersal. They spend most of their lives on or just above the bottom. They are nocturnal, cryptic, and intelligent enough to avoid baited traps. Multiple sonar surveys of Loch Ness, including the BBC's 2003 sweep and several private expeditions, have recorded unexplained large contacts at extreme depth. None have been confirmed. Each has been documented and shelved. If a specimen were recovered, the anatomy would be diagnostic. The internal organs, the skeletal vertebra count, the lateral muscle band structure, each would either confirm the eel hypothesis or rewrite it entirely. Anguilla loch-nessensis has never been formally described. No type specimen has been catalogued. The proposed species exists for now only in the eDNA record and in the testimony of 1,500 years of observers. The loch is large. The animal is small relative to the loch. The loch is cold, deep, lightless, and absorbs everything. It is exactly the habitat in which a single relict species could persist, undescribed, for another 1,500 years. Watch for the next field study.